Back with Bodybuilding Room 101, episode number 11. Today's guest, Mr. Jase Long. Jase, you're here today to give us your entries to Room 101. Fire away.
My entries is sort of what I think, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
so actually, you actually said this is actually random. I'm going to do it backwards. You told me list one thing that I thought was quite annoying or annoyed me. And this, hopefully, no one said this one. It's when someone competes. So, say if Ryan competed now, and you know, da 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 da, I jump on his comments and I criticize his condition or his placing. Um, in that lineup because I know sometimes we can compete, like we can do it as bodybuilding enthusiasts, but I think the annoyance is when someone else hasn't walked in your shoes or ultimately competed, they're quick to share an opinion on Ryan's legs can come up or Ryan's this can come up. And, we're very invested. So I do know it will sort of, or no, one that I use, like you did very well this year. Did you get PSA Pro this year or last year?
This year, yeah.
This year. And again, people shun that achievement. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's not IFBB Pro, but it's like that grates on me because there's stepping stones to everything. Do you know what I mean? Before you did PCA Pro, you started off class one. Now, but like there's stepping stones. So it annoys me when people are quick to shun an achievement because it's not what they deem as the highest to them. Do you know what I mean?
I think one of the things with people, human beings, it's like psychology of humans, is that we do that in no matter what the subject is, right? So let's say I had won a show. People would go, yeah, well, it wasn't the finals, it was only a
Yeah.
week. Then you win a PCA Pro, yeah, but it's not IFBB. You win the IFBB one, and they go, yeah, but the lineup was weak. Like
Yeah.
it goes on forever and ever. And if you hyper focus on what people are saying about you, you're always going to come unstuck, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I
I
think
just
as
think that
well,
go for it.
because I think with social media, Martin said that last week. It's almost because you see that all these IFBB pros and they're all so good, and we look at the top guys, and it's almost like what we do is kind of like so underwhelming compared to what they
Yeah,
do.
like, bro, I will shit you not. Like, I think a 5 plate squat's a massive achievement, in my opinion. Like, I'll scroll through Instagram before my legs and I'll see someone, and I'll say, "Fuck me, that's a massive achievement." But someone else is so quick to shun that person. But it's like it might just be the small wins. Do you know what I mean? It's like Ryan squatted 200 this week, or you squatted 180 or something. That's fucking strong. Someone's gonna say, "Yeah, but he did that 2 years ago. He was strong."
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's what grates for me in the fitness industry is people are quick to downplay someone's achievement. And especially with competitors, like I say, the longer I don't diet, like I do like a holiday diet or like clean up, but a competition diet is fucking hard. Like I do not care. Every time I don't diet and I get back to a comp diet, I'm like, wow, this is hard. I'm not doing it again. And
The
people
future.
people forget, yeah. But let's be honest, it's hard. It's hard work. So that's what does great on me when people are very quick to downplay other people's achievements, and I just think it's they're just doing it to make themselves look better or feel better or whatever.
The irony of that is you don't like when you
Don't
see someone shitting on someone, you don't think, oh, like that person's a
yeah.
fucking good guy. Um, I think though, as bodybuilders, we put ourselves out there to be judged,
Yeah, but there's
and then
judgment, there's being ridiculed. You know what I mean? Like it's even like I see it now with obviously I follow 5,000 people, so I see it more than not. But I see people's training styles getting ridiculed. I'm like, whoa, like like there's a lot of shit right now about the lat pull downs, underarms, but I'm seeing dudes at hack squat get ridiculed. Do you know what I mean? Because there's better movements that are more optimal. But it's like that's what grinds my gears is people are getting pulled down for absolutely anything. I'm just always like, if that works for them, that works for them. But ultimately, like in my opinion, nothing's going to work more than training heavy and hard. But I'm not going to jump on here and ridicule someone. So I do think that's like the toxic side.
You get client that will say, "Oh, does this work?" And you're like, "Look, anything will work. If you work, it will work."
Yeah,
And I think that's what it
100%.
comes down to. You go and squat like whatever you squat, or it will work because you're putting the effort in. If you do it half-assed, then you're going to get half-assed
Regardless of
result.
whatever training protocol you do. Yeah, so no, you see that quite a lot now as well. Because I'm still old school, man. I think bench, squat, and stuff. But you have a guy looking at you like, oh, this geezer squatting for. Why is he not doing the pendulum? Do you know what I mean? Like, because everyone's all of a sudden like a genius in program. And
It's
obviously,
because it's hard. It's because it's hard.
yeah,
I
I
see
put
a
today
guy.
up. I think I posted like tricep dips with like 2.5 plates, and I said I go in the gym. I could go in the gym every Monday on chest day, and no one's doing a tricep dip. No one. because it's hard. But
movements are like come in trends, don't they? It's like certain things.
They come in trends, and listen, like in life, things that are easy to do are popular. Do you know what I mean?
See someone go, oh, I haven't
Bench
done
physique.
deadlifts, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. Right, no deadlifts, no rows, and look, my back's got better. Sure, but you only say that because they're hard. And imagine if you had done them,
Yeah,
maybe
you
you'd be
can't
even
really
better.
judge it if you've not done it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think like the unpopular movements are the hard movements because no, some days you go in the gym and you don't want to bury yourself in deadlifts or back squats or the last 3 leg sessions I did, so in about 12 days, I've been like, I'm not squatting. And that's just me being a bitch because it's hard.
Yeah, if you're having if you had like a poor night's sleep and you're feeling a little bit down under the weather, the last thing you want to do is go and back squat in it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I've got to be like in a good mood to back squat.
But
And I
let's
think,
be honest though, the fucking one of the reasons is because everyone's a form nerd now. There are so many fucking, and let's be real, a lot of skinny motherfuckers with no muscle, no experience, no anything, telling everyone else how they should be doing stuff. And it's like,
Because you can show someone how to like pull down 3 kilos, but if you form shit, you still can't show someone how to bend over row 4 plates. Do you know
and
what
I
I
think
mean?
with imagine a hack squat. You see people like put 8, 9 plates aside, and you look at them, you're like, "How are you doing that? You got no legs."
Yeah.
But then if you get them to barbell squat, they'll
Yeah,
probably
I
do
think there
3.
needs to be like a combination of the two. And that's what I feel like. And I'm talking about someone that I've been on heavy cycles, I've been off cycles, and I don't lose much tissue. And I just think that from balancing the two.
yeah. I think there's certain movements that people use. I think they're like ego movements. The rack pull, the leg press. These are
Rack,
movements where people.
rack,
I'm not saying they're bad movements, by the way. What I'm saying is people like to brag about the amount that they can do.
yeah, I think rack pulls should be banned.
Yeah, rack pull's a shit movement. Just bends bars. That's all it does.
Rack pulls is it's I think just going trends like at the minute it's a single arm pull down. A few years ago it was the barbell RDL. But the movements that I've always been about is your squat, your bench. Do you know what I mean? Like even now, bro, you go into a nightclub, what's the first thing someone says? What you bench, bro? Do you know what I mean?
But bench press has been out. I feel like people shit on the bench press as well now.
Yeah, but it's just I think people shit on it from an injury standpoint.
Yeah.
But I don't get that because like no one that I know that does bench presses personally has been injured.
Most people that you speak to who have had it though, it comes from the bench press, like a pick
Yeah,
deck.
yeah. I think
It tends to be the
that's
thing.
why that does get shut on.
I was always married to the bench press, but the 2 times that I've hurt my pec has been from the bench, and same as
Yeah.
you, done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then it's not worth it. Then it's not worth it. It's like when guys do like RDLs and their backs fucked or deadlifts. If it killed your CNS, just don't do it, man.
Yeah.
It's like someone today, I did them a program and they was like, "Can I not do deadlifts?" And I was like, "No offense, your legs are weak. You don't need to be using as much energy in a deadlift. Like, just focus on your legs. Like, put all your energy into there."
Do
Because
you know what? You said something earlier, just off camera, Dates, and I wanted to say it here. You said something that you say is a strong muscle is a big muscle, or a big muscle is
yeah,
strong.
I normally like in my head, like from young, I've been like, and this is from watching strongmen. Like, I used to be like, a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle. Like, listen, like I am a firm believer. If you can dip 3 plates, you'll never have small arms. I'm a firm believer. If you bench 3 plates, you'll never have a small chest, and that's what I mean by like a stronger muscle is typically a bigger muscle. And I might be wrong. There might be science or whatever, but that's just my belief that I can't change. Like I always think a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle.
I think my problem is that I always look for like exceptions to the rule. So, for example, let's take like Larry Wills. Larry Wills is an amazing bench presser, fuck triceps.
Yeah,
To me, that's quite bizarre.
His
You know
arms
what I
are
mean?
quite small. His arms are quite small.
He
He's
is
got
also
a really good bicep.
275, 280 though, bro. He is also 280.
Yeah. Okay.
He's actually much smaller now on TRT.
Yeah.
He's on a TRT, but he's still strong, cunt. Like,
yeah. So I think my point is, I think it's genetically determined how strong you are.
Yeah, I get.
I came across a guy. I don't know if you guys have come across him before. Carlos Philbrick.
Yeah. Insane genetics.
His strength is like
like Carlos Jr.
Yeah, Carlos.
He's
yeah. He's insane.
Mate, his strength. I come across his page today, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? He was like hammer incline. He's done 5.5 plates for 10, easy, like completely raw." And I'm like, wow.
I used to love that hammer incline press. It's actually a good bit of kit.
Actually, yesterday.
I think genetics is gonna come in first, no matter what. If you're so like Jase, your chest is really good. It don't matter. I don't think it matters what machine, what barbell, what you do. Your chest is always going to be really good.
Yeah, I think
Me and Ryan, our chests are pretty shit. No matter what we do, still pretty shit. So,
yeah, I think that might be genetic. Yeah, it's weird. The way I'm doing things now, I'm just like, oh, I don't like that movement. I've got to do it.
Like, if you don't like it, it's on.
Yeah, if you get good at all your shit. Like, I was shit at tricep dips. I put 320s on the other day. So it's just like back pull-ups now I can do quite a few, but I was just like, for 6 weeks I'm going to do the movements I hate.
I think it's just it's a really good thing to affirm to anyone like younger watching is to be like, get good at everything. And if you find you're excelling, if you're excelling at something, but you're like, bring it up, bring everything up.
Yeah, bring it.
I think the way Ryan you do your rows, like most of us do it like that. We're not going to get what you get out of it.
Your back's probably your best body part.
I know. I really feel it. Like someone told me about 6-7 years ago, they said just pull low towards your belly button and think about wrapping your lats around your back. And it was a good visual for me.
Yeah.
And I just ran with it. And I can connect it.
It's what I've known you nearly 6 years now. It's worked. I mean, again, people sometimes criticize the unknown because they're not sure what it can do for them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like some of us, we look at powerlifters, like geezers doing 2 reps and taking 5 minutes rest. Let's be honest, we're criticizing it because it's unknown to us. Yeah. So when people see you do the way you do your rows and you joke about it now, they're criticizing it because they're not really sure if it's going to work for them.
And I guess you won't know until you try it.
Yeah, you know you won't. Like I don't do rows, but I did rows the other day when I trained with Garrett, and fuck me, mate. Like my whole trap, the upper region, is just like it's been. I said to someone today, I feel like I've been hit with a bat, but my lats as well, like that whole upper back's like, and I'm like, fuck me, nothing works that like whole upper back as much as a row. And sometimes it's when you step away and go back to movements, I'm like, fuck me, that's a good movement.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, when I don't go for a while, I'm gonna go back to it. I realised how much trap is involved.
So much.
Yeah.
You feel it the next day. You feel it.
Yeah.
Anyone who's not currently doing that, I would highly recommend is the best builder for your back.
I personally
low with your lats.
I like it on a good Smith machine personally.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think to go back to the point, people criticizing everyone's fucking move. I just think indicative of what 2022 is all about. I think that's just what social media breeds, this kind of person. And I don't think there's any escaping it. But I firmly agree with you, mate. It's toxic as fuck. It's real toxic.
I'm not going to sit here and bullshit. I will do a movement like 75 dumbbells, and I would sit in there and before I post it, I'll say, should I, like, it sounds mad, but I'll be like, should I post that? Like, is that perfect? Or is that ridiculed? And I'm like, this is my platform. It's about documenting whatever I'm doing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but like, that's the mindset I get now. I'm like, oh, is that perfect? Like, them dips I posted today, I didn't post them for about 4 weeks. So I was like, no, it's not impressive. But I was like, I like it, so fuck it. I'm going to post it. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. I feel like living your life according to what someone may or may not think.
Yeah, just document it.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I feel like as well, we put too much importance on people's opinions. So
100, I do. Like, I don't do it all the time, but today with my movements, I was like, is this good enough to post? I was like, man, you just moved 75. Surely no one's going to criticize you, but you do just do it.
Yeah, definitely. And you on your post, Jase, you might have 10 people, 20 people say how amazing it is. One person says something bad.
It's done. Yeah, it's done.
And that's it.
And again, like 75 kilos, that's stupid. But when you think like Nick Walker, he does like 100 kilos. So you think, shit, that's weak, you know.
Compared to 99.9% of everyone, that's fucking strong.
Stupidly, like stupid.
Yeah, I think the problem is because I follow you. I follow strong guys, so I think you always. It's only when I leave my bodybuilding friends and like see my family and my cousin and they're like, I was gymming, and I'm like, yeah, press the 70s. And they're like, what? Like, my gym goes to 50.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But I think like it's you follow strong guys, Ryan, so you're never gonna see you're strong. But like even now, like I see your video, I see Chudley's like, so I'll never say something sometimes, but I see it and I'm like, fuck me, that's strong, like that's strong. And that's like going into my section now. I just scroll Insta, mate, and I just type in a few names that I'm like, that's strong, and that's sort of how I train at the minute. Not trying to chase them, but it's like it's better than whacking on YouTube sometimes. And just...
I got no shame in saying that. Like if I know a guy that I'm friends with, what I'm friendly with, if I've seen what they've done, I'll absolutely use them as inspiration for that session. 100%.
So you went up to grafters and like that time. You see me hack squat was a 9 plates, and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah, but I saw both of you do it, and I was like, right, well, I better beat it.
Yeah, hack squat.
And he just did like literally 1 rep more than me, and just like racked it.
But sometimes it's not even ego. That's just having a target to chase.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
There's
There's no ill feeling towards any of you. I fucking
nah,
think
it's just
all
like,
you.
so for me, sometimes it's like I look at a few of the guys and I'll be like, am I still hanging with the boys? Like, it's not an ego. It's like, am I still like, can I still hang with the boys? Do you know what I mean?
I think there's this thing built in. We're men. We're men, and we've got fucking testosterone running through our bodies. So like, I feel like it's just what we like. I don't think there's any shame in that.
People that say I don't care about strength, I wish I didn't. I wish I could. Not. I don't wish, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I could say that, like, and not actually mean it.
Like, whoever says that's lying, because every time they go in the lift and they progress their lift, they have an increment of strength to get to get muscle tissue.
I think you can safely say like 99.999% of everyone cares about being a bit strong. If they could, they would take it. They would take it.
Yeah, 100%.
Even non-gym people, just everyday people. Everyone would take it.
I know builders that are like, mate, I have some Deca and tests, and you're like, why? And they're just naturally, people want to be a bit bigger, a bit stronger, and like TV nowadays, fuck me, everyone on Love Island is half decent physique or whatever. So it does knock it. Like, mate, I saw someone sign up for a diet today. I'm going to Love Island. I'm like, what? You need to diet for Love Island? You know what I mean? But it's like that guy wants to go on in alpha shape, and like, in regardless of what you do, like, anyone wants to be in shape. Like, if you sit here and say you don't want to be in, like, if you got, when I was a kid, mate, I'd go on holiday and I'd see someone in incredible shape, I'd be like, oh my god.
But I think one thing that men need to get into their heads is that women don't care as much as men care.
No, women don't care. Like, a woman can respect a man. It's not even muscular. I think he looks after himself. That's what they say. Yeah. He looks after him. It's never like, oh yeah, he does 6. Did you be like, oh yeah, my man looks after himself? Like, that's all it is. Like,
yeah, they want to see a man maybe who's passionate about something.
Yeah, that's
after himself.
It's not. They don't give a fuck. They don't even know if your arms are big or small, mate. They don't give a fuck.
If you tell a bird that you're 300 pounds and you're benching 180 for reps, they're like,
what's going on?
Right. If you tell a bloke that, he'd be like,
marvelous. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you go to a club, it's never the woman that says, hey, big man. It's always the fucking bouncer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're trying to get women to be big, like, fucking forget it, mate. Forget it.
Fucking not worth it.
Forget it.
You lose the answer about the first year. When you start getting, like, after the, like, making enough progress to be big enough.
Yeah, right at the beginning, it was okay. And then as soon as you get bigger, it's just blokes. Yeah, it's just blokes.
It's blokes hitting on you.
Let's get a conclusion anyway. Negativity on people's lifts and people's progress on Instagram and stuff. In room 101, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Move on, Jase. Next one.
Fuck me, you're killing me off the bat with these entries. You're
of course, mate. I need. We got 3 or 5. I thought
3 or 5. All right, shit, you're killing me. I didn't actually think that far ahead.
I thought you had them ready.
Nah, I'm off the cuff. So my entries here is I do actually like. This is a hard one. I do feel like it's younger dudes are having shorter off seasons. I want to know sort of your thoughts on that. And it's like I said, I had someone today, they competed last week. They spoke about competing in March. And I just said, bro, like, this is bodybuilding. Like, I know you took a long time off. Chudley, obviously you haven't competed, but in your own journey, you've took a long time off to progress. And I just feel like there's not enough, like JP was once put out. I don't think there's anyone talking about how long an off season should be. And I think there's that confusion of how long an off season should be. Because I personally think an off season should be 10 to 14 months, in my opinion.
Well, I think it depends. It depends on the variables, isn't it? Right. So, how far are you into your fitness journey? Your bodybuilding journey? How much muscle do you currently possess? What are your aspirations? Right. When you've got those in place, and you can kind of gauge. So, if someone doesn't have a lot of muscle mass and they're competing and like struggling to podium, like get on the top 3. And then they're competing again and again and again. I totally agree with you. But if they're already at a point where they're very, very competitive, what do you think about
I still think, man, I still think by the time you get out, recover, get body fat high, enough to diet again with your calories high and the health in a good spot, I still think it's got to be minimum 8 months, man.
Even like the Olympic, like look at Nick, look at Hunter. They're taking a year off.
Bro, I feel sorry for the guys. Like, so for example, James is fucking incredible, but how hard must it be to be like, yeah, I'm stage ready, but I've got to hold that for 8 weeks. I struggle to hold for 2 weeks. Holding it for 8, like that. Obviously, this is different because he's had an off season, but I'm saying that's how hard it is. So that's why the guys who do Olympia, they compete straight off the back to qualify, because to have the longest off season and you follow suit from the top. If the best guys are doing it, like fucking hell, you know what I mean?
And I think the guys that do compete more, like Justin Rodriguez and all these lot, they look worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, you can get tired, and also when you use gear, we all know the longer you use gear, you can get gear fatigue, you can get a bit too toxic, or the potency just isn't the same. Like the longer I use gear on a prep, like the potency I feel just diminishes.
Well, definitely, your androgen receptors are just going to get whacked.
Yeah,
But
right.
you know, what's his name? Andrea Muti.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he done like 8 shows this year, and I saw him in the back of someone's video backstage, and I was just like, oh man, you look washed
Tired.
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
tired.
you can actually see when a physique looks tired. So no, obviously that's a bit different because they got to qualify in that. But like, yeah, man, I think even experienced guys, like if you want to see improvement, we've all seen a guy go away and come back and be like, what the fuck's he done?
Well, so we said that
Andy
before.
Scott, mate. Andy Scott,
We got on.
Junior, come back and it was like, what the fuck has Andy Scott done?
We said this before we got on. Like I started pushing up back in June, and so that's going to be what 6-7 months. I'm into it 6-7 months, and I'm not starting to diet anytime soon. So for sure, it's.
You know what else I think comes into it, right? So me and my missus today were talking, and I'll be honest with you, I hate bulking. I hate it.
Yeah, you got to eat a lot as well.
I got to eat a lot of food, but it's just like I think like maybe genetically or whatever. I don't want to eat a lot of food. I would happily be eating like 3,000-4,000 tops.
Yeah.
And
Do mint meat and all of that shit. Oh.
You like my 500-gram portions, like
oh my god, yeah. Like you genetically have to bulk hard.
I'm very skinny. I'm not built to be a bodybuilder. That's for sure. I'm just not. I'm really trying to force the issue, but like with you, Jase, genetically, you're far superior than me at bodybuilding, and I know that. So I've got to just work so much harder.
I've still been avoiding you for years. No, I always lead the conversation with people. I say I'm genetically like right now I'm very lean, and I've just before I got on this I had a pack of fruit gums. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then if I want to bulk, it's people like fuck me, you jumped up quick, but that's genetically. So I always take my hats off to guys like genuinely. I'd never eat a 500-gram meal even if I had to. I'd be like nah. So I genuinely do take my hat off because I'm like man, like when I was competing, I was like there's dudes definitely doing things harder than me, and I always used to say that to myself like. That used to push me. I'm like, geezers are definitely doing things harder than you.
You know what, man? This is the fit. We've actually brought this up a few times, but genetically elite. And I don't know if you're necessarily genetically elite, like we're talking like Ronnie Coleman level, but you're definitely like streets above me.
I just think for the average person, like the gym guy, I'm like, oh, do you know what I mean? I've always had abs on arms. And...
Yeah, mate, you've got good genetics for it. I think anyone with eyes can see that, right? But when you've got good genetics, you don't have to work as hard. So it's almost like a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
If you had to work really hard, imagine what you'd look like now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I had potential. I don't got no potential now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have. Fuck it up.
No, but I take a break. But do you know what I mean? It's because it's genetics or not. It's about how hard you're willing to work, regardless. Mm-hmm. Like, man,
I think you downplay that there a lot, though. What's hard for you or what's easy for you could be really hard for someone else. I mean, how many people will do the cardio that you do every fucking day?
Yeah.
And yeah, you think, oh, well, eating 4 or 5 meals, whatever, that's easy. But some people might not find it easy, you know?
Well, yeah, you make a good point, actually, Chad. Like, so Jase is doing daily cardio. He's lifting more than most people. It's not just by chance that he looks like that.
Yeah.
But I think me and you have talked about this before, Chad. You and me get strong real quick. I think Jase does too. So what we deem as easy is not easy for other people.
Yeah, I think we just what's easy for us, we have to look at like we've done this for a lot of years. It's not just easy. Do you know what I mean?
Like even for us, like 4-plate bench. Like you can do that crazy, right?
Yeah.
How many people do we personally know that can do that?
Well, do you know it's weird because I put out a reel
Yeah,
last. My reel was like, "Don't get caught up training with your mates because I roped you into 4-plate bench." Like, not done. And I failed. And the dude commented, he was like, "Mate, like, you're talking about like a 4-plate bench is nothing."
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
to you,
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I looked. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that's just. Well, I think that's just because it's like what we digest on Instagram. Like, we all follow strong guys, and I think when you follow strong guys and the biggest guys that you aspire to, you forget to congratulate yourself on how much you actually do.
That's true. You set a new level for yourself, and anything below that feels.
Yeah,
So,
man.
Jase, do you ever have a client? Right? Do you ever have a client that has no genetics,
Yeah.
and they're sending you stuff, and you're just thinking, like, how do you deal with that?
Do you know what? I've got one now, like lovely fella, no genetics, and you just got to try and keep her motivated. So I said, let's just do a shoot. They want to do a show. I say, let's like the best way if someone's not ready to do a show is just say, let's do a shoot. Like, let's see if you can diet.
Are
If
you
that,
asking? So you're asking that they want to compete. They want to compete.
yeah, I
But
think
they've not
Ryan
got
said
the
they
genetic.
want to compete. Yeah, yeah, and it's just like, mate, I've tried everything with some clients, and like genetically, the Asian culture, they're typically how many Asian guys are doing the Olympia?
True.
I mean, and typically that's where the lack of genetics come, and it's like all you can do is like, I just try and put mini wins in. Do you know what I mean? Do a photo shoot. Oh fuck me, you feel good. Do you know? Update your lift, but you know, I never want to be the guy to say, man, you got no genetics because that would crush me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But all you can do is like try and set mini wins, like photo shoot or try get to this bench in X amount of time. But you do see it like naturally. We think like we did say earlier before this went live is like, yeah, if you work your ass off and like you will grow, but genuinely some people work their ass off and they can't fucking grow.
I agree. I agree.
I mean,
I
so
don't think it's.
I think that's a very small percentage.
I don't think that it's as simple as you're eating your food and you're lifting, and therefore you're going to get here. I don't think that at all. I think there's a ceiling for some people.
How many smaller guys do you know that use more gear than you?
Oh, loads.
They're like they grow at a good rate because they use gear, but genetically they're not positioned to grow, man. I spoke to a kid today, 21, said, "Hey, bro, just on my first cycle, 900 mega test." I said, "Fucking what?" Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and not in an offensive way. He was a very slim guy, and I was just like, "So how long you been on that?" You know what his reply was? 2 years.
Wow.
Cycle.
Wow.
He got no advice. He listened to me, and like
I
I'm
bet
like,
he's got some big old nipples on him, isn't he?
I was like, fuck me, like you've not grown since I've known you. Do you know what I mean? So some people are not. But then I did ask him. I said, "What did you eat for meal one?" He couldn't really tell me, so I sort of said, "You know, it's all linked to food at the end of the day." Because if a young guy says to me they want to go on cycle, I always say, what was your first meal today?" And I say, "Tell me your meal the week before the first meal." And I said, "You've got no structure." Because I do think like gear is amazing. I'm an advocate for amazing gear usage. No,
Yes,
but
yeah.
gear is amazing when your diet's in place. And I'm not talking diet as in like dieting, like just having structure of food.
Do you feel like people
Well,
might?
even gear is. I think there's a huge genetic component to how you respond. So some people take a little bit and just. I mean, yourself, you take a little bit and you just blow up.
I'll be
Other
honest
people
with
need
you.
more.
So now my total's 300 mg. I've
Yeah.
been on it for 8 weeks. I'm as strong as what I was doing in July when I was doing 1400 primo.
Oh,
Oh, pincushion, dartboard. Imagine that.
bro, that's a
I was
lot.
doing 1400 primo. I was doing.
Can I ask before you go on? How did you break that down? Because it's Puma is 100, right?
I just banged it in my lats, 2.5 in a lat, two and a half,
Yeah.
2.5 in a delt, 2.5.
Two and a half, like fucking 4 times a week.
No, but this was like I'd split like I'd have primo MPP thing and like I do my triceps and stuff like that. So I think I was on 1400 primo, I was on 700 tests, and I was on like 300 MPP. I felt horrendous, but I like now on a 300 total. Like I said, my strength's not dropped, my endurance has dropped, my fullness has dropped. Obviously, the primo brought amazing fullness, but when I'm like, oh, do you know what? My looks changed, but I'm still strong. Like that's what matters to me. So, do
So
you know
would
what I
you
mean?
say you've lost fullness?
Yeah,
Is the
the
struggle.
primo just kept me super full. Like I was just like walking around pumped. But then also GH usage was high. Like now I use two. I think GH was 6. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this was the first time in my life I was like, oh, I'm gonna push it. And you know, I think that's what sort of led me into going back to a 300 because I was just like, I'm fed up with this. Like, really? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was sort of I thought more gear would lead to like, but it didn't. So I think that sort of disappointed me. So that's what I mean. Like, sometimes your gear usage doesn't correlate to your best. And I always say like, my best in like 20, my strongest in 2020. And the more gear I use, I don't feel like it serves that purpose for me in terms of like, you're going to be amazing because you use more gear because it is
sometimes it just makes you more lethargic and it's toxic. So you just feel shit.
I have lifestyle clients telling me, "Hey, bro, do you mind if we add in this? Do you mind if we add in this?" I'm thinking, you're a lifestyle client. You don't take it seriously at all. You're already on 300 tests. But they want to add in NPP. They want to add in Primo because they see it on Instagram.
Yeah, Primo's the cool drug at a minute, and I think because the sides are limited, I didn't feel anything more off 600 Primo or 1400 Primo. I didn't feel any different. The only thing I felt is gear fatigue from pinning so much, and I do believe like gear fatigue's a real thing. Like when you pin, you feel a bit shit after.
You know when you put in and you push and it literally won't go. The scar tissue. You've got to go and find somewhere new.
Yeah, like when I look back at them checking pictures, there, like if I could zoom in now, I can see like sight lumps from like my lats. But in the time when you're doing that much, you're quite blind to it.
It's so mad. Back in the day when we used to take like test 400 and it gives you the flu for like 2 days. I think that's what it is. If you put in 2 mil, 2.5, 3 mil at a time, that's alcohol. The benzo alcohol, whatever's in it, that's good. That's the same amount as if you were to pin test 400. So that's why you're gonna feel shit.
You're gonna It's true. But just like when you're doing 1400, you ain't really got choice.
Yeah.
That was very short term. I just thought it was like, oh, let me see. And I didn't really see a difference. I was full, but it could have been the food. It could have been anything. I was just sweating all day, man.
I think what Chudley said, you said there's a genetic element to how you respond. I had a client come with me and he was using the classic test, mast and tren. He honestly just looked like a dude. You wouldn't even tell he was a gym user. It was fucking insane. And he's using, I think the total, it was like 1.5. Yeah, it was like 500, 500, 500. You couldn't even tell he was a gym user. It's just like...
Yeah, it's hard because as a coach, you're like, fuck me, where do I go from here?
100%. But, just... I don't understand why people... This has come up a lot as well. So you get people, they go from no drugs, like natty, and they go straight to 3 compounds.
I had this chat fucking this week. There's the argument for bodybuilders like low dose, multiple pathways. I get it for bodybuilders, but not for new guys. Like new guys want to go from nothing to the kitchen sink. It's just like, man, like you can get if you're about 35, your test is on the decline naturally. You can get so much out of 1.25 millitest, like more than you think. Do you know what I mean? Like I had a guy, I give him 1.25 millitest. He said, "Oh, can we put tren in?" I said, "Absolutely not. You didn't want to do steroids for 10 years. Now you want to do them all." I mean, because a lifestyle guy sees tests the same as trend. You know what I mean? They just see it like juice, but it's obviously not that.
I don't think people understand the ramifications as well. What they're doing just by putting.
Like they don't really understand. They think 3 mils, fuck all. It's a lot of gear, man. Because a sweet spot for me when I was pushing up 2 millitest, like I wouldn't try and go above that. Like anytime I went above 600 total, man, my appetite would go to shit, or I'd just feel fucked.
It's the appetite when you're trying to push food and all that gear. If you can't eat, it's no good.
Yeah, because gear makes you toxic as well. I think people forget that. But then again, with all these like quick fixes, lifestyle, listen, we've all been there where someone wants to go out beef and they say they want to do what they want to do. I've done it and put them on a cycle where they get lean quick because that's what the client wants. Do you know what I mean? Then it's like they rebound, they come back and they want to go another. It's like, fuck, what do I do here? Do you know what I mean? So I do think like people are going too hard, too heavy, too soon in terms of cycles.
You have those dudes that they want to compete. Like, let's say you had a guy and they go, I want to compete in like mid next year. Also, I want to go on holiday in a month.
Yeah,
you know those guys.
Your actions got to align with your goals, man. From when you said, there's a reason why I don't even know when I'm next competing because right now I'm kicking back. I want to go on holiday and stuff like that. But when I was competing, sorry, mum, fuck your birthday. You know what I mean? Fuck the niece's birthday party. I've got a goal to hit. Do you know what I mean? And that's the selfish element of it. And that's the dude to improve, man. That's the only reason I'm kicking back now because I want to relax. But if I said, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, you can't. You can go on holiday after the show. The holiday's not going anywhere. if you because if you can't lock in from the start, like what's the point?
Yeah, 100%.
You do get these stories like guys come off holiday 4 weeks out that have won the show, but it's like that's not everyone, man. Like when you sign that dotted line, in my opinion, to use juice or call yourself a bodybuilder, everything's got to change, man.
I in 2017 I went on my mate's stag do 6 weeks out from PTA. But I went and bought chicken and broccoli, and I was eating chicken and broccoli and fucking packets of rice whilst they were all getting on it over here, fucking doing all sorts of shit. Didn't miss anything. I just had a few beers and a few cigarettes and stuff like that, and a few other bits and bobs, but nothing. But yeah, I still ate all my meals, and I still ended up winning. So
yeah, most people wouldn't do that though.
And no sleep, no sleep. But I think you're quite in tune with your body and confident in how quick your body can react.
Yeah.
I think you can only do that when, like, listen, some guys have to diet fucking hard for long. You can get in shape quite quick.
Do you know what this is a thing? People assume, I don't know what, I think 16 is the magic number. People assume a prep is 16 weeks. No. They just assume no matter what, it's 16. Yeah. What do you say to a guy who's clearly, well, okay, number one, if it's not worth them, you don't know their genetics, you don't know how fast they're going to change. So how do you approach that?
But if I think it's 60, like if I look at someone, I'm like, oh, he can be ready in 16. I actually always give myself a 2-week safe haven. Man, like I'm not going to sit here and bullshit. Yeah, I put guys in like pretty good nick now, but there was times where I've come up short as a coach, and I was like, fuck me, man. I'd always say now, like if I looked at you and said, Ryan can be ready in 16, I'd be like, all right, you're 18 weeks out. Just for that. Yeah. I'd rather have a 2-week safe haven. And listen, don't get it right all the time. I think once or twice this year, I've been like, fuck, I should have given another 2 weeks. So the next year when that client comes again, I'll give that 2-week safe haven. But the next year when they come around, they'll be in a better start point, hopefully, if they've stuck to their off season. So yeah, I always have like a 2-week safe haven. You know what I mean?
And to bear in mind, a lot of times we don't account for clients cheating on their diet.
Yeah, like these things happen. Like, and listen, so some of your clients are not going to tell you they've cheated.
I think a lot of people cheat without fucking.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. Like genuinely, like if I start a prep, like I'm not allowed a cheat meal. I won't have a cheat meal. But a lot of the time, when you're new to dieting and you get away with it once, like you might have a cheat meal on a Friday and your weight's come down by the time you checked in. You might think that's okay, but it's not just about weight. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So now I always try and give a 2-week safe haven. Like even this year, I think I've come up short twice. I've been like, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? And I never want to make anyone's prep too hard.
What would you say to someone? It happened to me once, and I was so like, I was annoyed. Like I knew a guy wasn't going to be ready, but he said to me, I'm moving to Australia, and I want to get on stage before I go. And in my mind, I thought, but I was like, okay, let's go for it. And it was like his dream. I wanted to pull prep, but it was his dream to do it before he went away.
Yeah, it's a hard one because I said this to someone this year. I was like, I don't think you're ready to compete, and they're like, I really want to. Then as a coach, I can advise you, but who am I? You're an adult, I'm an adult. Who am I to tell you what you should be able to do? I can advise you, but I can't tell you can't compete.
Do you take them off of your roster so that your name wasn't attached to it?
Do you know what? Sometimes it's like, no, I would. It's a hard one because today I actually text someone to take them off my roster. Good competitor, but just not in tune with the things I want it to be in tune with. And sometimes that's fine, but if a client ultimately we had the chat, I'd always keep the chat of me saying, I think you won't be ready. I think you should do another show, just for my own safeguarding. But then it's hard because you might kick them off the roster for not turning up 100 that time, but then that might be what they need to be the best athlete you can have the next year.
They plead to try and stay with you?
No, they didn't really plead. It was just like, oh, sweet, like, yeah, I get it, you know, sort of thing.
Maybe they weren't that into it.
Yeah, it's a hard one, man, because 9 times out of 10, if you're fixed on the journey, like if you went to go IIFYM Pro Card next year, you started dieting 6 weeks in a month and said, you need to do it at the end of the year, you're so fixed in your journey, you'll say sweet. Do you know what I mean? So it just sort of shows me how, if you're just interested in competing to compete, or if you're actually fixed on your journey. And that's a hard thing, because I've had it, man. I've been like, oh, fuck me, how do I have this conversation? Like, but you know what I mean? But it's just like, you just got to be like, as a coach, my best interest for you. Listen, if you want to go ahead, by all means, go ahead.
I think as a coach, it's a business. So
yeah, like if you kick them off your roster as well, it's like, are you too harsh as a coach because this client isn't 10 out of 10. It's like,
how many chances would you give them? Say someone does a show, fucks up, you know it's their fault, and you say, look, I'm going to give you another shot.
you just got to have a conversation, man. And it's just like, listen, bro, like, save your cash, man. Or give it to someone that's happy with taking it. Do you know? Because there's coaches like happy with taking it. And normally when you've been in shape before, and I've been in shape, you've been in shape, Charlie, you've been in shape, it's not even about just getting on stage, man. You're ultimately fucking putting your relationship under strain for 16 weeks. You're missing social events. If you want to do that and then not tick that end goal, man, it's probably just like we're in two different places. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. It's about respecting yourself. It's not even about the coach. It's like you're doing yourself a disservice.
Like most of the young lads that come to me, like as a joke, they'll be like, I want to prep. I'm like, your missus going to be happy with that. Do you know what I mean? Because we all know we've all had partners or whatever. That's the first thing that takes a hit. Like nothing. That's the first thing that takes a hit. And it's like if you want to do that and miss the mum's birthday and the social event, and then you don't want to turn up at 100, you're not just disrespecting me. You're disrespecting fucking everyone else.
Yeah,
that's the hard part. Oh, it's hard because someone said the other day, like, oh, if someone didn't do well, would you kick them off? I was like, you can't. Do you know what I mean?
What would you say to, we kind of touched on it before as well, what would you say to there being like a mandatory minimum level to be at, to compete? Do you think that would help weed out shit, or do you think that's bad?
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse because I do think the first timers comps have got busy and it's given a lot of people confidence to get on stage, but the first timers comps are also saying, fuck me, it's your first year in the gym, get on stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's give that confidence. Listen, some people do a year in the gym, they get on stage, they're amazing. But again, it is also, listen, everyone's got the right to compete. It's also, it doesn't bother me, but when people say, fuck me, people are competing, like I see posts like people are competing with no muscle. It's the first timers comps that are given the confidence because, man, my first show, I wouldn't have competed till I thought, fuck me, you know, I'm ready. Do you know what I mean? Or, and even in my head, I thought I had enough muscle where I probably didn't. Do you know what I mean? But to think you've got enough muscle, you've got to have some confidence behind you.
Well, I think a lot of people think they've got muscle when they haven't, to be honest with
you. Yeah, and I just think that comes from social surroundings, man. Because when I was doing it, if I didn't have enough muscle, I know my people would have said to me, bro, you ain't got enough fucking muscle.
Yeah, mate. So imagine you're in a friendship circle and no one's that muscular. You're the dude with abs. You're the dude with cat belts. All of a sudden, you're fucking God. They're like, bro, you should smash it. You should smash it. You know what I mean?
I think back then, like, obviously the amount of people that compete now, I mean, shows are packed. So it's just a lot more people want to do it. So it's natural that you're going to have people that are not as good. It's normal. It's natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about last week, didn't it? It's kind of watered down a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah. It's in the shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. There has to be some shitters in there, you know?
Yeah, I think the competition calendar is pretty long, but I still think maybe that's off the back end of COVID. But I think next year it needs to sort of rein it in a bit because as a spectator, I want to go and I might just want to watch my son. I ain't got a son, for example, but then I might be like, fuck me, I want to watch the rest of the show. And if the rest of the show's got 2 or 3 people in the class, it kind of like kills it a bit.
What do you think about them running like shows, all the shows in the same day? Like you'll see a FitX show and a PCA show and especially as a coach, you know, and then you've got clients in all of them. So how do you attend these shows? And then what do you think about?
It's hard, but I just think that's venues. Remember, these venues are not just for bodybuilding; they're for drama. Like, I think that's just I think all the feds are just fighting for venue availability, so they haven't really got a choice. Obviously, it's not. It's hard because then, as a coach, you're like, oh, what show do I put this guy in? What show do I put? And then you can't really stretch yourself as well. But no, I think like, listen, there's obviously money within running the Fed. That's why there's new Feds all the time. But then I think, yeah, it's just it's first come, first served in the venue, I believe.
Hey, can I ask you your opinion on this? We talked about it last week. Do you think that overall standard of bodybuilding in the last, let's go 2013 to 2016, compared to now, do you think that was better?
Look at the UK BFF British before, like it closed. Like I think the supers were Luke Sando, Hollingshead, Jamie Jahal, Mark Hector was fit. Sash, you know what I mean? Like the levels are very different. But it's like, I don't know, are the levels different because there's more federations? Like if you put all the PCA Pro class ones and then the 2 bros in a heavyweight lineup, you've then got a really good lineup.
So yeah, so my thing as well is this. your opinion changes when you become a bit better yourself. So when I used to look at SAS,
Yeah,
I was smaller myself.
yeah. Naturally, like evolution, innit?
Yeah.
But I just think that, like, for your sake, in like the bigger classes, I think the depth in numbers lack. And listen, I've done classic, I've pushed for supers. I think classics killed a lot of competing, in my opinion. Obviously it's great because it's the most popular class, but it's allowed guys. Listen, when I was trying to stay classic, I won't have enough season. I'll just die. Do you know what I mean? It's stopped that jump, which a lot of people can still make. And I think that's what leads to the depth in numbers. Or you have guys that were supers or class ones. Kelvin Peak, he was a great class one. Now he's just took a bit of a backseat on the off season. He's dropped down. Do you know what I mean? So I think because of that class, it's also diluted people into taking the step up, and that's why we don't see old school off seasons anymore. When's Steve ever fucking out of shape?
Yeah, you see a lot with classic now. A lot of guys that aren't
They're all
classic.
tight. They're all tight in the off season. All the classic guys, and that's the trend now, isn't it? Stay tight in the off season.
You can see
That's
what that's
Instagram, isn't it? That's what that is.
Hmm?
It look good for Instagram. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But you can see why that's appealing, though, can't you? Being in shape, not being uncomfortable. You can
Yeah,
see why
listen,
it's appealing.
I'm in that phase now. I'm all for it now. But when I was competing, I was all for just getting tissue and getting heavy, man. I never got to 300, but fuck me, I was chasing it, and I just never got there. Got to like 290, and that was just my goals. Then I was like, I need to get heavier. I need to get better. I need to get heavier. I need to get better.
I think. Would you say that is because you're more a coach than a competitor? Because we always have this chat where we say Ryan's more of a bodybuilder than he is a coach.
Yeah, I'm more like I'm just more. I don't know. I'm just like now. I'm just happy training, man. It's like remember I've still done 9 comps. Do you know what I mean? Like I was. Do you know what I mean? But at the minute, I'm just like, nah, I'm just enjoying training. Like I could wake up next week and be like, sweet, full steam, off season. But right now, I'm like, sweet, I've not got the itch to compete. I'm still, I say to you, I'm still very much a bodybuilding enthusiast. Like I watch bodybuilding through and through. Like I might not compete, but I'm always in the loop. Like I'm always checking I know who's competing in Romania show this weekend. Like I genuinely check who's in this show and that. So I think when I'm that deep into it, I'm actually like, nah, man, I just enjoy bodybuilding as a collective, whether it's competing, whether it's not, whether it's like I said, like I'm Ryan don't know, but I knew what Ryan lifted this week. I knew what but yeah, I don't really like comment on shit on it, but I'm like, I know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm still in that loop. So I think for me, like I've done 9 shows. I've done every show top 3. I was like classic, push up. Remember, I went from class 1 to classic. Going back up is the hardest thing I probably had to do. And now I'm just like, I just don't, I want to relax a bit. I'm 28. I might take a year relaxing and be like, sweet, go full throttle for 5 years. Who knows? But I think for me, it's just as long as I'm in that bodybuilding loop, it's like a lot of the dudes I see like, stop, quit bodybuilding. I'm like, you can't.
Do you think that's why you don't like burn out? Because if you're constantly on and on and on hammering it in,
Yeah,
and then
man,
you burn out, and if you take a break, you're kind of fresh and ready to go.
Right now, I'm light, man. I'm 115. That's light for me. Like that is very light. But I'm like, I have to miss being heavy to want to be heavy. And then my enjoyment will come from being heavy. But right now it's like trying to lift what I could lift at that weight's my enjoyment. So it's like sometimes you just need a break from competing to have a longer.
The thing is, you've got age on your side. Like, I started competing at 27. You're
Exactly.
28 now.
I'm 28.
Yeah, you got so much time. Your name actually came up 2 episodes ago. We were talking about, I think it's 2. We were talking about who's a coach. They're known as a coach, but they've also got potential for bodybuilding. I think you are probably the best example of someone who's hyper successful coaching, but can also, if you push for it, I think you could probably get your own.
Yeah, that's why I say to these young lads, man. I say this phrase more than not. Potential means bullshit, man. Because listen, I have the same potential now I had at 23. I've done fuck all. Do you know what I mean? But genuinely, like being honest, like if I pushed as much as I push with everything else into, because someone said, "Oh, this person's got potential," I said, "Yeah, that's great." To your 32, and everyone saying, "Yeah, you had potential." Do you know what I mean? So I know for me in that sense, but even with like coaching, I had this chat with someone today. I'm not saying you have to be the genetic fucking elite to coach, but I believe you have to be on your training because some days I've not done safety bar for weeks. I've done it now, and I'm like, fuck me, this is why I used to do it. Yeah, this can go in this client's program. Do you know what I mean? Or this is why, like today, I was having this not argument. I was like, this is actually a good question. Someone said to me, and I'm a believer, is I'm actually stronger when squats are at the end of my workout because I'm fully elasticated, I'm fully warm.
Me, no.
Do you know what I mean? And I was like, no, sorry, they was and I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? They was like, they're fully elasticated, fully warm. And I was like, all right, next time I train, I'm going to try this and then I'm going to see. But that's from a coaching perspective. So I'm not saying as a coach, you need to be fucking competing year on year, but I still think you need to be in tune and training.
I think on that, when we're 115, 120 kilos, your lower back, it becomes a bigger factor. At the
Yeah.
end of your workout, we all know that our lower backs are not going to take on squats too well.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of things you got to put in. So that was always me. I was like, because when I first started coaching, I was like, I want to be a good coach and competitor. Then like I do shows like the classic shows, Ireland, win, getting the overall, get smoked by the smaller guys. But then I was always like, all right, you know what, that's good enough for me for now. Do you know what I mean? Till I'm ready to go again, because I'm always like, at least I've walked the walk a couple of times.
Yeah, you went down the business side of things, didn't you? And
Then I sort of pulled back from the biz. Like I've pulled back a lot, man. Your enjoyment comes from my enjoyment comes from. Listen, someone just messaged me a second ago. Like, I see you at the gym at 8. I was like, nah, you won't. Like, you won't. I'm gonna do like, do you know what I mean? My enjoyment comes from actually learning to put yourself first.
It's funny. It's funny hearing you talk about this. 'Cause I've known you for so long, but we haven't really spoken about this. I sometimes look at you and think, how the fuck have you got hours in the day to do anything?
I've actually got.
Because
I've
you're
done
so
the last 2 days. You just now it's like, listen. I came into a point. I had tons of clients. Now I've dropped off. Like I actually love everyone I work with at the minute. But it's just structure now. It's like I know Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is just like unwind a bit. Like I like to cram a lot into like 4 days. Like I know my best sessions are Monday, Tuesday. Like I was, my session today was amazing, chest, and I was just buzzing for it. Like I had a good night's sleep. Like no phone to look at. Do you know what I mean? So
I think you can say that now, but had you said that 3 or 4 years ago when you were first working up, because people might hear that and think, well, he says that I can do that as a starting coach, but you can't because you have not got the.
I had to fucking dig, but then I think as you get older, as in general, you start to value your own time a bit more.
I fully agree there. I am. So you are, as I say, you're known as a coach first. You put a lot into it. And if people are thinking about top coaches in the UK, your name's going to be mentioned in it. Right? So you've earned your right to be there. But there are all the coaches coming up. Don't be don't be confused into thinking what you need to do as well, because you're going to need to likely check in people every single day, and you're likely going to need to do the late ones.
Even peak weeks, I think there's 7 or 8, man. It's like, yeah, today's a quiet day, but I'm like, fuck me, there's a peak week at 6. Like, I've got to get up at 6 a.m. every day. Like, do you know what I mean? There's a peak week. There's someone that's responsible this week. I'm responsible for someone this week. So it's still like, as much as I'm like, today's chilled, it's like, there's still 6 peak weeks every single day this week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, what we said about hard being relative. Like, to you, that's easy. But for someone that kind of isn't used to that can be hard. It's relative, isn't it?
Yeah, it's relative, because before, like, if I was at 6 peak weeks on my head would go west, but now it's like, oh, I've done it a couple of times. Like, no ideal world, I'd rather one. But, you know what I mean? It's like it's the first time you go in the gym, you don't, you train 3 days, you get used to it, you train 4 days, you work a 50-hour week, you get used to working a 50, not saying I work a 50, but you just get accustomed to the amount you do. So it's like, fuck me, like I'm like, oh shit, the off season's here soon. Naturally, people check in less frequently. Naturally, people are a bit more relaxed. So I'm like, oh, the end is near in that sense. But no, it's a young coach. You still need, as any coach, you still, because even anything, like I work with less now, but I still got to put in a bit more effort because people expect a bit more.
Yeah, I think as I say, you've earned your right to be at that position, because when you were building yourself up, you had to be on it a lot more.
Yeah. And if now is, I've probably got to deliver more, because there's a lot of good, like luckily this year I've just hit off the men's physique niche, but there's a lot of good coach. Like I say to people, there's a lot of, the only reason I continue to make content, it may sound more mad, is just to keep people engaged. Because like, there's so many fucking good coaches. I'm like, well, he's a good coach, he's a good coach, he's a good coach, but I'm also strong. I'm also in shape. Do you know what I mean? So, fuck me, they're getting clients because they're a good coach, but I'm getting clients because, I am a good coach. I'm in shape. I'm strong. It's just, it's your personal journey. People buy into people.
Has it become harder to get clients? Obviously, not for you. meaning like you've always kind of found it not easy to get clients, but it's kind of come naturally to you because you've just sort of established yourself. But as coaching become more popular, does it become harder to get clients?
It's hard to say because I am working with the least I've worked with, but I'll always have some sort of like, it might be a half, like today I've had like 2 or 3 inquiries. Might be one's not replied or whatnot, but it's harder because there's more coaches, obviously, like naturally, but it's weird because there's more coaches now have the income to have a coach. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, because when I like, do you know what I mean? We all had coaches, but Ryan didn't have a coach. Now he's got a coach. Ryan's a coach that has a coach. Do you know what I mean? A few years ago, Ryan was a bodybuilder, didn't have a coach. But you know what I mean? So it's a trend for coaches to have coaches. So ultimately, there's more people looking for coaches, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So everyone I coach, I think, is a coach. Like,
yeah.
I think there's like 3 people that's not a coach.
Do you actually think that it's affected the numbers at all? Like,
Yeah.
you've scaled back yourself anyway, so is it hard to tell?
Yeah, I think, but I do think that's also because like it's scaled back in how I would have liked it to, but I do think that's also because it's diluted a bit as well.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? I definitely think that. But then it's also like with my personal price escalation, there's always someone cheaper. But so whatever we do, there's someone cheaper. There's also like someone better than me. Do you know, there's someone better than me, cheaper than me. Do you know what I mean? There's also going to be that factor as well. But yeah, I think like everyone's got a bit less busy just because there's more options on the table.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but as you say, people buy into people, and even if
that's like, I'm not saying I make content for clients. Like, I make content because I like content, but I think if you're a coach, there's like results, people buying into you. Because I was always, every coach I used, I was either inspired by their physique or their strength. Because I think like I've always been told like you sell to who you inspire. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mate, if fucking Phil We've tried to walked up to me personally, so I'll buy your program. Do you know what I mean? Like I've always say as the young coaches, I'm not saying make shitty content, but get strong. Because you know, everyone wants to be strong in the young.
I think it's gone like so far that way. Like people who, again, I don't want to be horrible, but like they've not really done anything, they haven't got any muscle, and they're hyper focusing on making content.
Yeah, like, man, like get your phone out, record your top set of you busting your balls. That's literally it. But there's a lot of crazy fancy content. But at the end of the day, like the more professional content I make, the less views it gets than my iPhone.
I see that a lot. Someone that does super professional content gets camera followed and you're like, well, yeah, but you're to do what? To show us, you know, doing nothing impressive.
Do it on your phone, man. I say to people, save your money, do it on your phone, 100%. Yeah. Like if I ever get a lot of content, I've got it on the every now and then, or I've trained with someone that's got it. But literally, man, like old school, just get your phone out, record your top set. Like people want to see how hard you're working because that's inspiring. Then you can teach work ethic.
Mm-hmm. Do you find you post a set and you get clients say, "Oh, that's fine, that's really useful," and you think, really, like, is that like how?
They're like, oh, that's strong, and you're like, oh shit, like it's actually touched someone. Like I don't mind that. Like I like if it's touched someone. I appreciate it. But I put out YouTube the other day. I don't do YouTube. I was just like, I'm gonna film a YouTube. I had 4 clients message me and be like, I didn't think I'm going to post a YouTube for clients, but when you look at it from a business, I was like, that might be that long-term client buy-in because they've watched that, they've connected with you.
That's why I find I post a lot more training stuff now.
Yeah.
Because I used to think, well, people should know that, but they don't.
Listen, I was always told, like, open as many doors of conversation as you can. And if you're posting heavy sets of training, that kid asks you 10 questions, eventually he's going to be like, yeah, I'll probably learn off this guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, it's just like, even if I post training on my story, today I posted something, 2 sets like D-handle versus fly. It just opened a conversation with someone. Then if you look through, I'm like, fuck me, man, this dude spoke to me 10 times. I posted, like, eventually he's going to probably need some help.
We spoke about this yesterday, I think, so, wasn't it? Like, even doing these YouTubes, and I had several people come up to me at the gym, like, you know, I don't even know who they are. And they're like, yeah, watch your shit. And, you know, and just it creates
just to connect. Like people say, like I say at the start of every YouTube, I say, I'm not going to be a YouTube superstar, but you know, if one person likes it, I'm going to train anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we enjoy doing it, and if it creates some sort of anything, cool.
Yeah, listen, that guy that might be shy to speak to you might give him the confidence to speak to you because he's like, oh, he's not 300 pounds and unapproachable.
Yeah, Yeah.
I mean, so like I always say to guys, like, don't fucking spend your whole session doing YouTube, but just make sure it suits you. Like, if someone messaged me now, it's like, hey, bro, can we train and film for YouTube? I'd say, if we're not doing my program, we can't. Do you know what I mean? Because these things are, like, in my opinion, are a complement to what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone texts me on Saturday, I've got to do legs, and they're like, let's do chest, I'll be like, no, mate, I got legs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've actually had someone ask me to be on their YouTube this week, and I think it's to do their session, and I'm like, I don't know, it just seems.
It's your enjoyment, man. Nothing gets in the way of your enjoyment.
But it seems a little bit. It doesn't seem that genuine. Like we're not that close. He's a nice guy, and if he watches this, he is a nice guy. But it's just a bit.
I'm gonna send you a video after this that I saw on Instagram today, actually.
Go on.
About just people collabing for the sake of collabing.
No, that's. I mean, everyone that I've asked to be on this, I know personally, and have known for a long time.
Like, you listen. Anyone you've had on this is genuinely going to promote it because they want to promote it. Like, collabs are just like, listen, if you do a collab training session with someone else, if you smoke them on every lift, man, that's not making the fucking YouTube. I'll tell you that. I've trained with dudes, man. I've smoked them on every lift. I'm like, fuck me, there's no footage of me anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, where's? I was in the session. It looks like a solo session. You know what I mean? But when you're with your friends, you don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, like he's beat me. Like, it is what it is. But it's like these collabs. It's like, you know, it's to make the person.
I prefer to train with people that are stronger and bigger than me because that's the fun of it.
That is the fun, mate. Having something to chase or someone to match you is like, fuck me, I need to work.
I think that's why it's quite hard for us to get people that want to train with us a lot of times. Like someone will say, "Oh, we should train." I'm like, "All right," and then they never actually ask you.
Or you say it's legs or back, and they just don't turn up.
Yeah,
arms. Everyone's in for arms
all day. Why has everyone suddenly got a bad knee as well with his legs? Everyone's got a bad knee.
Nah, that's like the collab things. Like, if that's your route, that's cool. But I just think, like, just train and be genuine. People are gonna like. JP never fucking collabed with anyone.
No. If your content's worth watching, people watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people watch it, man. And I still think, like, as fancy as shit looked in my age, it might be my era and you lot's era. I just want to watch people get strong. Like, I don't give a fuck about a supinated bicycle. I just want to see dudes get jacked and strong. I was like, fuck me, man. Getting strong it's impressive, man.
I'm going to name drop right now. He's a very well-known guy. I think you may have even worked with him. His current videos, Kuba.
Yeah.
Overcomplication of incredibly simple moves.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one because, again, I think them videos serve a place when you have, like, that training. I won't lie. When I went to Cuba, I said to him, "This program looks alienated." And I sit in, I ate humble pie. I said, "Fuck me, this served the purpose." Like, I think as a larger bodybuilder, and I always relate this back to someone genetically elite like Sasan, you know, when you've developed a lot of tissue, you do sort of have to look at new ways to acquire new tissue. But I do think for a newbie, you still need to do the meat and potatoes, which are your heavy lifts. Don't get me wrong, I feel like as you get more advanced, you can try new methods, but I would also have these spiraled around the meat and potatoes, which is your hard stuff.
I think what you said at the start, balance. So you get in the gym for back, you start with a barbell row, then you move into the chest supported machines and all that shit. Not that be the main movement, you know?
Yeah, so I do think they serve a purpose, but I think people take that and run with it and forget he's built a lot of muscle organically first. Do you know what I mean? But people forget the journey. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of young lads now that, like, man, they've never even done a barbell row. Corner T-bar row back in the day. No one does that anymore.
No one. Well, I feel like, yeah, I get it to a degree. Like, if you're looking to maximize, or if you have a weaker body part and you need to really focus on something,
yeah.
But if you're talking like 2 minutes about how to do a hammer curl on a fucking table machine,
yeah, it can get a bit much.
Come on, man.
I find enjoyment out of going in the gym and raw training. Do you know what I mean?
So to me, again, it's my opinion. It doesn't matter much, but it's just my opinion. That's not fun. That's now removing the fun from training. Training's about getting in there and just fucking trying to outdo yourself. And I guess some people derive pleasure from that. I can't get it myself.
Yeah, it's like for you, it's like some people might be like their fun might be getting that form accurate. Whereas for me, it's like even now, I'm like, oh man, I just want to move some load.
If I see someone's form perfect, but the weight, there was fuck all weight there and it was not that intense, I'd rather see someone with
Yeah,
slightly
you
form.
switch off. You switch off.
Yeah.
How much more fun was it like back in the day when we used to do chest and you're like, you walk in the gym, flat barbell, incline barbell, then you go in dumbbells, then you go and do a pec fly, then you do a cable fly, then some dip. You know, now you're like, oh, fatigue and back off
Then
sets, and you're like, fuck
you
this
go
shit.
home and try pin your delt in your chest cramps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Look,
are their sessions.
I guess there's a space for it, but I don't know. I think you're missing a big picture for a lot
Yeah,
of
I think
people.
there's a lot of lads. There's so much education out there, and it's actually cool. JP's putting out some of his base and stuff like. There's a lot of education out there, but it doesn't mean it's right for you in your journey just yet. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you find a lot when a guy is, say, just 75 kilo, 80 kilo, and he goes, I've got weak arms. No, bro, your whole body is weak.
yeah, there's
Yeah, 100%. I don't even know what your point was. What was the second point?
But
wait, what?
the second point.
I think we spoke about off seasons. We spoke about off
Yes,
season secondly.
over competing. Well, so to conclude on that, I think it depends. If you have the muscle mass, like by all means, do whatever the fuck you want to do. But if you're over competing just for the sake of competing, maybe just for Instagram, probably not.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Get your next point up if you have to muster it up in your head.
This is actually not a point. It's actually a curious question. I just listen. Don't feel free to say what is the highest gear usage you've used, and this might sound silly. What is the best amount you've used, if that makes sense? Because like I said earlier, like I had a high gear usage, which I didn't feel like I got most out of, and sometimes I feel like there's a sort of happy medium.
You go.
Oh, I mean, shit. I've used some stupid shit back when I first started out. It was just fucking anything goes. Like I'd smash loads of orals, and I'd literally just walk into my drawer, pick up a bunch of orals, just take them. Didn't even fucking know.
You didn't even know the amounts.
So when me and you had that bet to do the 300 kilo pull, I literally had like a drawer full of orals, and I'll just walk in, just grab a bunch, don't even know, just like take just whatever, and then go train.
Fucking hell. Did you know the quantities of injectables?
Oh,
yeah, no, that's what I was talking about. Like the more mg rather than like the more mg of like injectables.
Probably about 2 grams, probably. Like I'd say I used to do like 600 test, 600 EQ, and like say 600 Deca or something like that. I didn't know orals, and I felt shit. But yeah,
That's not actually that high in terms of injectables. Though. It's not very high. I thought you'd have been.
It's not if you're talking primo mastron. It is if you're talking test Deca.
Yeah.
Tren. I've taken like a millitren, so 100 tren a day.
Yeah, so my highest, Jase, is 100 daily of test trend mass, so 700 weekly. So that's 2.1 grams. And then I took 500 EQ on top of that. So it's 2.6.
I personally think EQ, apart from the health benefits, is actually an amazing drug.
Oh, I love EQ. Do you not hate it when now you get these guys like, oh, EQ, you should never use it? Mate, shut the fuck up. But EQ is so good. Like, we all used to use EQ all the time. It's fucking good. It works well. And they're like, oh, yeah, but it's for horses. So it's fucking trend. Do you know what I mean?
Who made up that it's like not good to use? Like, it's been in the last like year or two, isn't it? Who said that?
Yeah, I just think
physique collectives.
I think there's just safer compounds. But I personally, my best stack was probably Testosterone Infinite and Boldenone. And that would be like a 600 and a 300. That's probably what I
300 EQ.
300 EQ, 600 test. That's probably what I grew my best off. And I'm talking, I've gone away and I've done 1400 Primo, MPP. And, them two compounds, if I had to pick two personally, from like an enjoyment and a growing perspective, I would definitely say them.
I get it, the whole thing with the Primo, but I think back in the day when we used to take Dbol, and I can't get away with Dbol now, but back then the pumps were just stupid and just strength, and it was nothing like it.
Yeah, I never.
The strength used to go through the roof with D-bar, but I had no appetite on it. Couldn't eat it for fun.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't notice what I'm taking. Like if I'm taking Trent or if I'm taking Boldenone or if I'm taking NP, I don't feel any different.
Yeah, because you hear guys saying like, I can feel the trend working.
Bro, I can't feel a fucking thing. Okay, the only thing I know, okay, if trend goes too high, I struggle to sleep. That's it.
Yeah, you get
sweats.
Like
yeah, I sweat a lot and I have nightmares and shit, but I can't say that I feel any of them. I don't know the difference. If you give me MVP or EQ, no idea. It's the same.
Do you find like higher tests works better? So I had taken like the 300 tests and a bunch of loads of other shit for the longest time. This year, it was the first time we took tests higher and we tapered 500, 600, 700. We got up to 1,000 and that's where we capped it.
Yeah, I think it's personal dependent. I feel fucked above 600.
Really? I felt great.
My appetite just goes flatline.
Really? Yeah, I loved higher tests. Oh, so good.
That's what I mean. Like, what works for Ryan might not work for you, might not work for me. Do you know what I mean? It's all like what worked for the individual. And I think that's why, like, I'm still a fond believer, science or not, you do need to sometimes experiment. And I've done my fair share of experiment in the last year to know, fuck me, that's just a bit much because that's a trend or that's not a trend. And do you know what I mean? Like, let me just stick to what's worked for me for years.
How is it that, when you get a client that comes in and goes, oh, I'm taking 3 minute test 400, and you think, fucking hell. But if we take that, we're going to feel fucked.
Yeah.
And they're fine. They can run that for like months and months and they're like, yeah, I feel fine.
But it's not they feel fine. They've not run anything else to know how they should feel. So they might just think, oh, that's the way I should feel.
Yeah, they don't know. They've got nothing to compare to.
Like, if you then took that person and give them a different feeling, they might be like, oh, man, I fucking feel better.
Yeah, true. I feel like people are so, like, they get indoctrinated into believing, like, like Primo's great and he do shit, right? At the moment, that's
yeah, you can't, like, listen, at the end of the day, they're drugs. You take cocaine, it works. Do you know what I mean? They all work,
They all work, exactly that.
They are drugs. Like, I know there's safer protocols, but let's not forget, like, steroids are drugs.
100%. 100%.
People, we do actually, like, not us, but people in general forget that they are drugs. Do you know what I mean? If someone says, "Oh, tests don't work for me," I'm like, "You take cocaine on the weekend, it works."
Yeah,
it's a drug. Like, people are quick to say, like, you take cocaine. Oh, I had a bad batch, sweet, but still worked. You know what I mean? It might not work to the same potency, but these things work. Like, get guys say, "Oh, my test is bunk." No, it's probably not. You're just probably not as strong as you think you are, mate.
I think a lot of people overestimate and underestimate, what shit does. They either think the gear is stronger than it is, or it's not as strong as it is, or they, as you say, they don't have as much muscle as they thought they did, or they're not as strong as they thought.
Or like what you said, Jase, you ask them, what's your first meal? And they go, well, I didn't get to eat before I come in. And you're like, oh, okay.
Sainsbury's, Tesco's meal deal kills me.
I think a lot of people lie about what they eat. Though. How many blokes have you said, you heard, they go, in the morning I have oats, and then I have chicken and rice, and then for the evening I have beef and rice, and then that's it. But you look at them, and they're like 20% body fat.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, bro.
People don't really admit to what they eat. And I think that's just a guilt thing. Like, it's easier not to admit you do something. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, they're in denial. They just don't really understand. I think that they're not necessarily that they're lying, but they don't track it.
They admit it. Do you know what I mean? Or they don't track it.
Yeah, they don't track it. They buy eat stuff.
Me, what did I eat this morning? And it was just a day off. I wouldn't have a fucking clue because I'm not going to remember it. Do you know what I mean? But oh shit, yeah, I had 12 Jaffa cakes as a snack. You know.
Like, how do you deal with clients that cheat on their diet?
I don't really. It's a hard one because most don't really admit it, or if they do, like, I do think a lot of clients don't admit cheating on their diet unless they're
so they
weight spike.
So if they admit and they go, look, I've fucked up, you're like, fine, we start over, don't worry about it.
If it's a lifestyle client, I'll just say, listen, like, you're just moving your goalposts further. Like, I mean, this is a choice. Make the right lifestyle choice. Like, you're probably gonna I'll probably give you a cheat meal. Just wait till the weekend. Like, have that restraint. Because I also think food control is a skill. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was dieting, I can get on a flight and just be like, no, I don't want plain food. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like even now, if I get on a flight and I'm not dying, I don't want fucking plain food because it's terrible. But that's a skill to just be like, nah, I'll give it a miss. It's a skill to go out and have your be like, I'm going out for dinner at 8 with some friends to socialize, but I'm gonna have my meal before I go then eat when I get back. Like, that's a skill. And I say to people like, just learn the skill. And if you can't, that's fine. But just be realistic, man. Or you're gonna waste my time. You're gonna leave me, go to the next coach because it's my fault, and it's gonna waste the coach's time. Like the quicker you can nip that in the bud and realize like I genuinely think food control is a skill.
I just don't think people have a goal that means enough.
Yeah, that's it. If your goal means enough, man, you wouldn't even every time I've competed, man, I'd get offered food someone else has cooked for me. I'm like, nah, I cook my own.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because the goal's just so big towards yourself.
Yeah,
not even just compete, but just even lifestyle.
Yeah,
you're
like
paying a lot of money every month.
Money or not, like getting yourself in the best shape and looking after your health should be the top of your agenda, especially if you're heavily overweight. You know what I mean? That should be getting healthy to like, say, proper lifestyle, like free kid. Getting healthy to run around with your kids should outweigh a bodybuilding goal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like changing your lifestyle, changing your life. Because most of the times you get a lifestyle guy in shape, he's probably got the habits, he runs with it, it's done. Like it's not done, but he's got habits for life. Do you know what I mean? So I do think.
How often do you get when it goes the opposite way? When you tell a client that they need to X amount, and they say, "Yeah, I've eaten all my meals," but you just know that they haven't gained the weight, haven't gained a pound. You know, they're clearly not, but they obviously say they are. How do you deal with that then?
Oh, I'll just shovel you in more food till I'm like, you can't be eating this, man.
We've got a guy at the moment who's 165 pounds and he's on 6,300 calories,
Yeah,
and he's hovering at the same weight. He actually lost weight last week.
Yeah,
surely. So how do you deal with that?
Me or Jase?
Well, both of you.
Well, I said to him, like, are you like I said, are you fucking sure? And he claims that his job's really active, and I'm like, bro, you're eating almost the same as me, and I'm fucking 130 pounds heavier than you.
Yeah. So it becomes coaching. It just becomes like a deed of trust. Like you just got to trust it because like you can't if he's eating it, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? Fair play, but you just got to trust the word. But it's like if you're paying and they respect you, they should be able to tell you.
You get a feeling with certain people. I've got another guy who I know doesn't do what I say. I see his story and he's always out and about, and I just know he's not doing what I'm saying. I just know it.
He's in Greg's at lunch.
Yeah, you know, he's always out. He's always out, and he's got a shisha, and he's like smoking weed.
Yeah, you just know, innit? And it's just like, just I'd always own it. Do you know what I mean? I'd always own it. I'd rather own it, and then like as a coach, you might be like, sweet, like fuck me, just make sure you. Like I've had someone be like, like I'd be like, just make sure you hit your fucking protein at least. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? If you can't stick to your diet, please hit your protein. Like.
Yeah.
I know you don't like to give people macros. I know that's one thing you don't like to do.
Do you know? Someone said today, could I have macros? I give someone macros. If you work for me for a while, I can give you macros. But I think when you've got a goal, I think let's just streamline and get to your goal as quick as possible. Then once you at that goal, you can have the flexibility. Like this and macros are great, they're amazing. Many people get in shape, but what I see is if it fits your mouth, if it's your macros becomes if it fits your mouth because pizza's 200 calories. I can have that instead of X, Y, Z. And I'm like, let's eliminate them habits for at least 6 months, and then we'll have the flexibility of macros.
Well, actually, that's the saying I've heard from you, and I say that to all my clients, not all my clients, but people that ask. That's exactly what I say to them.
It's like if I'm giving you a diet, I'm probably giving you in your diet pasta, rice, and potato for one meal, chicken, mince, turkey. It's like there's 3 options of carbs. There's 3 options of you probably get cereal post-workout. You're on a flexible diet. Like, I'm not really sure what else you want to put in here. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like my holiday clients, you get macros all day, but just my ethos starting with me, let's just get some streamlining habits in place, you know. You most breakfasts I give is oats, cream of rice, or Weetabix. Fuck me, if I had them in school, I only had one option for lunch, you know what I mean? But now I've got so many, so I'm like, it's not I'm against it, but I'm like, there should be enough here to get us started. Like we want to change our life. So in order to change your life, in my opinion, you've got to change your habits. Mm-hmm. So like, if you got 3 carb options, if you got 3 options every meal, like, and 2 fat options, that should be, in my opinion, more than enough. But the first experience I had with plants and macros, it was like, I swapped this for like I swapped chicken for protein bars all my meals. I'm like, well, your fiber's high. You can't shit for a week. That's fucked, innit?
It really matters on the quality of the food.
I'm a huge believer in your food quality matters.
Yeah, 100%. To do with performance, to do with recovery, to do with sleep, to do with just even the way your body's functioning. Like your fucking actual, like going to this, the way you go to the shit, the way you're fucking breathing, like everything matters.
I think especially like around training, like even if we can have macros, I bet you we all kind of stick to like what we know because I'm like, okay, well, I know that
the odd XY, like something simple. I might swap a square bar for something else, but I'd always have an option of three things. I wouldn't just go and swap it for something random. Like I'd always have a sort of similar, that's for that or that's for that.
100%. Yeah. It's always like for like stuff, always. Yeah.
Well, we get used to like food that we know how we like respond to. I will never eat something that I'm like, oh, no, I'm not eating that in a long time. Is it gonna, how am I gonna respond to it?
This is actually mad. I'm going to, do you know Gav Gibson?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch football with Gav Gibson. We've been mates for years and we're going for football. And he's like, let's go for food. And I was actually like, because when I go for a cheat meal, I go for the same sort of, like, my cheat meals are Turkish. Like, I get a Turkish, a dessert, and a shisha. That's my thing. But I always get the same thing. He's like, let's go football. Like, I'll find a big old burger gap. And I'm there like, my stomach's going to be fucked. Like, I'd rather go out and eat something I typically, like, if I go out for a cheat meal, mate, if I go on a menu, I'm probably going to get a steak or a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know I mean, that's just a habit from life. Like, if I never bodybuilded again, I'm pretty sure my first 1 to 4 meals will probably be the same every day.
Yeah. You always find that when you go to restaurants, it's always a bodybuilder choice. You'll always sway towards that option.
Bro, as I get older, I'm becoming a tight cunt. I never get steak out now. I'm like, fuck me, I can get 2 normal meals for that price. You know, when you go out, like the chicken dish is like 15 quid, the steak's like 30. You're like,
what? No, it's funny though. I Gary said that to me before. Like when you lot go out, when you've gone out like post workout, and he goes like, I'll get like a burger and like all that, like the fattest cunt food ever. And he goes, he'll just get like a steak and potato, and he won't even fucking finish it. He's like, bro, you're not going to finish that. And he goes, nah.
I'm becoming a tight cunt when I'm old. Like I look at the menu, I'm like, I can get 2 fucking burgers for this. Like 99% steak will taste the fucking same anyway. But no, I tend to stick. Like if I go out to a restaurant, I just. Like it sounds weird. I'm like, well, I've got training tomorrow, so like I need something like I wouldn't be like fucking Thai green curry. Like I'll just be like, absolutely not. Do you know what I mean? I'll just be steak and chips or chicken sheesh. But I think that's again with clients, like you give cheat meal. It's like I always say, it's not a buffet banquet, pal. Do you know what I mean? It's like only if you're fucking Ryan, you can get away with it and digest it well. But people go crazy on a cheat meal and fuck digestion. And I always say like, when I was younger, I used to do pizza and shit like that, and I just felt lethargic going into my next session.
Yeah, mate, you feel worse.
Yeah, I used to always put legs after a cheat. Do you know what I mean? And I'd do pizza and I'd feel fucked.
Especially if you're like fat, like in like off season.
Yeah,
fuck, like, you feel worse for like you feel like what shit for 2 days.
The irony you have that cheat meal to try and make legs better, but no.
Yeah, worse. Yeah. I was hammering dominoes and feeling horrendous.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd probably have less in my gut if I'm squatting as well.
Yeah, 100%. I've definitely performed better when I'm eating legs.
Yeah, I always go for a like for like meal.
Even with like cheat meals, there's certain stuff like McDonald's. I like McDonald's because it digests well.
Yeah, if it sits for you, it sits for you, man. Some dudes just do their whole prep and just have McDonald's as a cheat meal. If it sits for you, it sits for you.
Yeah.
I just fucking starving after McDonald's. I'm more hungry than I was.
Yeah, but that's good though, isn't it?
Order more.
Yeah, true. Get some apple pies and McFlurries.
Yeah. Right, we if we get one more before we finish, a real quick fire one before we're done. Get a third one from you.
That was free.
That wasn't a third one, mate.
I spoke about PEDs, I spoke about off seasons, and I spoke about all right, sweet. Quick fire. Oh, interesting.
We should do some of those question and answer. Like we should have got one of those question boxes.
Oh yeah.
Someone's done this one, but I am curious. Who's the top 3 in the Olympia?
Right, we're finishing top of this.
Should we do 5? Top
5.
Go on.
Right, from first up, yeah.
Yeah, you're going first from 1st to 5th. Obviously, the Olympics getting closer now. I think this is quite relevant.
Fast Rami.
I, even though he's been not the greatest ambassador for the sport, I'm very like political in it's about who sells the most tickets. I think
Oh,
Rami.
I think he looks too good not to
He's
win. I think he'll win
purely
it again
guest
for sure
poses.
one more time.
I think he's missed a few guest poses this year, and
Yeah, but to
Doesn't have that much of an impact.
dethrone the Mr. Olympia, mate, he's looking too good.
yeah.
I think where he's already won two,
So who have you not got Rami then?
I've got Rami. You got Jase.
I'm gonna roll with Rami. Yeah, so yeah.
Right.
And then
Second Hardy.
Same.
Brandon.
I just think is the discrepancy of upper to lower for him. It's just not.
Yeah, I think that will be the top three, like Brandon, Rami, and
No, I don't think Brandon.
is it?
I think I'm gonna go with Nick.
Second.
I'm gonna go with Nick as third. Paddy second.
Oh, I got Nick third. Yeah.
Oh, I would have probably had Brandon, Nick fourth. Who's your fourth? This is like, remember, you can't forget guys like Bonak that's been in the top six every year. It's hard because this year there's fucking like, it's like you now look at, where does Bonak go? Where does Andrew Jack go?
You saw Andrew at the Arnold, didn't you?
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane, but not insane condition.
It's from the rear, isn't it?
Yeah. But the overall package for someone at that height is like, whoa.
I think he's 10th.
Interesting. Yeah. Listen, sometimes these things happen when you go to Olympia.
I can't see him beat guys like Ian and just purely off. Not yet, anyway.
Structurally, he kills Ian, but it's just not the condition.
Not the grainy. Yeah, and the Olympia is about being grainy. So
yeah.
In fourth, who have you two got?
I'm going to go Brandon.
Brandon, yeah.
And then fifth, I'll go Bonak.
Yeah, I think he's been in the top six. I think automatically steps out and he's in the top six, but not in the mix.
I think Hunter's going to beat him this year.
I would think Bonak then Hunter.
I really don't like Hunter's physique.
Really?
I think he lacks detail. He's big as fuck. He lacks detail. It's not like, like I said this to you before, like Hadi. If you look at Hadi, everything's sharp as fuck. The lines are amazing. Whereas Hunter's a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got rewarded last year, so they clearly like him.
But he's not been rewarded year on year, so you're just like etching in and out. Do you know what I mean? Like Bonak, he's like, fuck me, he's been top three for like the last 4 or 5 years. He's naturally walks on stage, you're like, yeah, Bonak's in the top six. Do you know what I mean? But the guys that are 6th and 7th, they're just hovering in and out.
I think Bonak's really comparable to like Nick, guys like Nick. Yeah. They've got very similar structures.
I'd like to see Nick, Hadi, and Bonak in a because they're all of the sort of denser structure, and I feel like the taller guys like Raphael, Andrew, they're great in regionals, but when you get to these shows, the taller guys always get pushed out because it's about density.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to come higher, Krizo or Jack?
Jack. I wasn't impressed with Krizo. Like,
it's hard with Krizo. Like, you got to give Jack a few ratings because he did 2 shows. He's been compared to more people.
And Krizo didn't win against anyone. Plus, Martin said he was soft.
Yeah, he didn't win against many people. Let's be honest, Jack. I don't think he beat James on that day, but he beat James on that day. He beat a couple of good guys. You know what I mean? And he's beat Kluko. Kluko's a top 6 Olympian.
And look at
he's beat more top Olympians than Krizo, and that's what you've got to sort of play on.
Krizo's midsection's odd as well.
Yeah,
it's not very deep, is it? Watch out.
Also, Andrew's never had to do free preps. He's doing free preps this year, isn't he?
Yeah. I think Krizo's got more like freak factor about him. But
I saw Andrew Jack's story yesterday, and when I was in Dubai, I saw him daily, and every day, Jack would get in to do cardio at 6 a.m. and Rami was there before him every day. He posted yesterday, he was like, this dude, like, I can't ever beat him to the Stairmaster. Like, that's championship mindset. Like, every single day, Ramy's in there before everyone doing his
You
cardio.
know what it gets like. You know, like that stage of prep when you're hungry as fuck. You need nothing else.
And I think he's probably known he's missed a few guest poses. So, like, you know, I mean, he's had to do. I think he's had to do 2 public apologies. You know, as Mr. Olympia, it's like fuck me. So, but in terms of muscle mass, no one touches that guy.
Yeah. What's your take on Derek?
I would like to see.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think he's got a potential to be a top 3 guy in the coming years.
Yeah, I still think it's not like he's won 8, 9 times over and then he's doing it. Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like, he's only kind of nailed it, what, like once? Really?
It's pretty bold.
And
how to do both, right?
No, he's only
he's only just gonna do one, isn't he?
I think that's pretty bold. Win it once and then jump with the big boys, because there's a big difference in levels. But hey, Sean Clarida beat Regan Grimes, Sergio Olivier.
But also, I think he had to shrink down so much it ended up ruining his look a little bit.
Yeah, it can.
He looked a bit flat up top.
Yeah, it can deflate the look. So it should be interesting how much heavier he comes in at.
Thing is, when he came in heavier or fuller the year before, he looked soft. So I think even if he was to put on 10 pounds, when people are like, oh, he's going to be 240. No, he's not. Because if he comes down to 212, no, there's no chance it's going to be 240.
Hold on a minute. But he might have had to lose muscle to get there, though.
Even still, because I think even if he comes in heavier, I think he'll be softer. So he'll sacrifice some of that. Because in order for him to come in that lean, he needs to sacrifice some of that.
Does that matter though when Clarida's been beating Regan Grimes and stuff? Does the size?
I think Clarida's obviously a different tier though, because he's so much older and he's, you know.
Clarida comes in fucking bone dry, doesn't
he? Yeah, he comes in insane. I would love to see him kill some big guys.
I just think he's too small.
Yeah, he's tight. He's just a tiny human.
Yeah, he's just too small.
Is he just doing 212?
Yeah.
He'll probably take it.
Him and Kamal.
Yeah.
So I can't see who else going to beat him.
Kamal's still looking good at 50, man. It's insane. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't weather. He just keeps going. He's always smiling.
He looks fresh.
Fresh.
He looks fresh, man. It's fucking crazy. But yeah.
Well, Classic. I don't really follow Classic that much. I know the top 5.
Yeah, the top 5. I think that Ramondino's got an insane physique to look at in person. I think he's in the mix. Obviously, let's minus Chris Bumstead, Breon, and I actually think Breon will be pushed out to 5th.
I think Breon might not make the top 5 now.
I just think there's too many younger, fresh physiques. That division's it's a young class.
Yeah, I'd like to see Fabian in there.
Yeah, Fabian, I think could get in there. I'd love Michael Dbol, but I just don't think on that stage is just about condition.
Like he did look good at the Arnold though.
Bro, them dudes like Ramin, Dino, Fabi, like their shape is just like, what the fuck is going on?
Is that Angel Calderon? Is he doing it or is he doing the open?
He's doing 2-on-2. That dude is a
yeah. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah.
He's a freak. So no, they think the classic, like the one person I can see getting pushed out is Breon. I just think his physique's a bit weathered now. Man, he's like 47, isn't he? You know that, innit?
47?
Yeah.
He's like 43 or 44.
40, I thought he's early 40s.
Yeah, no, 43, 44. And like,
I just don't see him as a classic.
Nah, younger, fresher guys.
He's just a small bodybuilder. I see that. I don't see him as classic. Yeah. I think Urs is going to be one to watch as well. I think
funny because I saw an interview about Urs moving up a class.
Yeah, on the Bro Chat.
What, to open? Really?
Yeah. Maybe in a couple of years, not yet.
Yeah, I just think he's got small levers, small clavicle.
Yeah, small arms, and I can't see
that. His arms are too small for sure.
Andre Dayu, the men's physique guy's moved to classic now, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, he looks fucking good.
He's not big, is he? He's only like 170.
Yeah, he's not big, but it's that step up. Like classic's cool, it's more popular.
Yeah.
No, it should be interesting. I'm looking. It's like 7 weeks now, isn't it?
Is men's physique like dying off?
Nah, man. There's millions of them.
Jay is the men's physique king.
No, but it's dying off to us. You know what I mean? Because we're not really enthusiasts in it. But there's millions of them fuckers. They're like.
I was gonna say, I've noticed it, and you said it earlier on as well. Like this year, you've had loads of them, haven't you?
Tons, but so many, and it's just I don't know. I got a couple in shape, and their mates are their mates. Men's physique guys hang with men's physique guys because none of them train legs. Nah, and it's just gone well, but nah, man. The more I coach them, I realize there's so many of them. Like it's a.
I mean, at the pro level, because what I
There's
mean
still
is
so
there's
many at
like
the pro level.
60 odd. There's like 60 odd qualified, bro. So
Yeah, there's still so many of them, bro. Like, mate, there's so many. Like Andre Day is not even qualified. He's not won a show yet. Do you know what I mean? And that's how many good guys there are. That he's a top 7 Olympian or some shit. He's not won a show this year.
Do you think that there are too many people on the Olympic stage this year?
100%. How are you gonna judge it?
There's like 30 or something in the open in there.
Yeah, it's
But
only
more.
happened. It's happened because they moved it back to the date in it to December. That 12 weeks of extra shows is just. It's like if I was going into the Olympia, I'd be like, well, let's just hope for the best.
You got one thing you have to say though is this year is like a real who's who, isn't it? It is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone's there.
Olympia, like whoever gets smoked that's it. Like getting top 10 at the Olympia this year is like getting a top 6
Yes, definitely.
because it's
It's so deep in it, the lineup, so deep.
For example, if Hollinger gets a top 10, it's like fuck yeah, and I'd like to see him get a top 10.
I don't think he's a top 10 guy yet. Still don't.
I think he's top 15, maybe.
Yes.
Well, even in that open, the top 15's like fuck yeah. It just
Yeah.
depends how many they bring back for the night show. I think they only bring back 10. It'd be nice if they brought back 15.
Oh, is it?
I think it's 10 they bring back for like the main. Like they do the pre-judge, and then if you're not in the top 10, you go home, man.
Oh, well, that's good because then you're not having to sit
you're not
through the
just-
whole.
If you think about it logistically, there's not enough time to see everyone properly.
Nah,
At 30 odd
especially there's so many people. Like, do you know what I mean? It's over the few days, but there's so many athletes.
it's weird. I opened. It should be 16 to 20 max. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's too many guys. Like, how they're going to be comparing like 3-4 lines deep.
I hate that shit.
You've
You don't
got
get a proper look at.
You don't get a look in.
So if you've got 3 call outs, 3 of 6,
Yeah,
18, that's a nice.
18 fair. Yeah. Then you just
know?
mix it up. Any more than that's a bit overkill. But I see like classics got like 47 qualified.
Yeah.
I heard that there's going to be a qualifier to get onto the night stage.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's what it is. So basically, only the top 10 normally come back. Imagine if
No. But I was training with Kelvin the other day, who you spoke about earlier,
yeah.
and he said that there was going to be a qualifier to even get there.
Yeah, there needs to be. They need to filter it down somehow.
So they're not letting everyone on then.
Well, apparently not. I don't know if that's true, but
They'll be there all night.
Mate, because you'll be on. Imagine like 60 odd classic guys, and then you got 60 odd men's physique guys. Like that will take forever.
That's a lot of dudes.
look, I know it's an amazing achievement to get to the Olympic, but it's not as amazing when there's so many of them.
Yeah,
It waters it down.
Unless you're in the mix, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
I think quite a few will drop out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look, just even like from the ones we know, like Rob Taylor's dropped out. I'm sure some of the open guys will drop out.
Yeah, naturally, some people might just be weathered from
Even
that.
from the open, like Regan's dropped out. Nathan's dropped out.
Mm. Yeah.
Sergio Olivia's not doing it this year. So there's a few guys that are not doing it.
Yeah.
Luco's not qualified. So there's still guys that like Nathan's a top 6, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Luco. So there's guys in the top 6 that have dropped out. And it's like, imagine if they was in the lineup as well. Like, fuck me, this is the biggest Olympian in a long time.
Brett will qualify.
Yeah. So
there's still some big names who haven't even made it yet.
Yeah, there's still huge names, man.
Yeah.
So no, it should be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'd be a good one, man. It'd be a good one.
All right, well.
Yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for your time, mate.
Pleasure. It must be meal time for us all.
It is, my man.
All right. Sweet,
All right, see you later, boys.
All right, see you later.